Hey everybody, I'm back today with a new sketch. These are the sketches that I am creating. I am writing up a coordinating blog post, and you can find the link to my blog in the description box. I did find my password. I have gotten into my blog, so we'll see where I go from there. I'm going to start with 2 blog posts a month, and who knows, maybe I'll decide I like blogs. We'll see. I'm not too, not keen on them yet, but maybe it'll change. Okay, so the layout or the sketch I have for you today features 6 pictures. So I'm going to use 6 pictures on my layout. And I'm going to use a collection from my stash that I purchased last year, and then I only got to use a little bit of it, and I want to use so much more. So this is the Some Days collection from Pinkfresh Studio. And this layout has been in my head for months. I am starting with this pattern paper. I'm using my Teflon bone folder to crease it good, and then I'm going to cut it in half on the diagonal. So let's go back to my thoughts behind this layout while I cut this and kind of get my papers picked and things like that. So as I stated before, this layout has been in my brain for months. I had an idea. I knew how I wanted, to use these photos. I knew what I wanted to talk about, what I wanted to document. But the opportunity or the products or the right time didn't appear, right? And so that's the whole point of these sketches by Sara scrapbook layouts. These are sketches that I created based off of layouts that were in my brain that I wanted to do so badly, photographs or stories I wanted to tell that I want to get on paper, and I don't have maybe product from a design team, or when I was doing the Sketches Reimagined series, the sketches from each of the featured designers weren't really working for my plan. And so we're doing those. We're doing those sketches. We're doing those layouts. I'm sharing this content with you because this is right now the stories and the photographs and the things I really, really want to get documented. So this sketch and this layout is going to have 6 photos. That was the other thing. I am a 1-page scrapbooker. I like to scrapbook with lots of little photos. If I have a multi-photo layout, I want nice, small photos. And those sketches, honestly, it seems like they don't exist, or there aren't a lot of them around. So, and I understand why, because most people do 4x6, but there's got to be some people like me that don't, right? So, and I don't do double pages. Rarely do I ever do them. So, I can't say never, because I taught a class this past March where I did teach a double page spread. So, I can if I need to. So here is the base. I have this beautiful multicolored paper. I grabbed some coordinating washi tape from my stash. Next up, I'm going to grab these 6 photos. So these photos, I use the app PicFrame, and then I print my photos with a white border. So the larger photos here are just a touch smaller than 3x4, and then the square photos are about 3x3, 2 3/4 by 2 3. I think they're closer to 3x3. They might even be a little bit bigger than 3x3. 3x3. Oh my, I can't talk. I'm using some 6x6 paper pads, and I'm going to go ahead and mat all of my photos. And you can kind of see the configuration, 3 in the top, 3 in the bottom. And these are all memes. So these are memes. I find memes to be so fascinating. I feel like so often memes tell stories or you know, things about pop culture or things, in this case, things about my childhood that I would never think to document, that I would never think, oh, this would be kind of a cool scrapbook page. And so I've documented memes in the past. This is one of the few times, though, where I had a whole slew of memes that, you know, really spoke to me. So I have 6 of them here, and they're all memes. Like, there's one that has a mixtape on it, and it says, you know, you'll never know the struggle as a kid of hitting record when the DJ started the song. Like, stuff like that. That's just so me. I was born in 1979, and this was my childhood. These little 6 memes that are floating around the internet describe my childhood better than I ever could. So you know what? I have saved them all up and printed them out, and we are going to create a scrapbook page with them. So yes, that's right. We're scrapbooking memes today. And I encourage all of you, if you see a set of memes that are like, you know what? This is me. This is my life. Currently, this was my life at a certain point. Or in this case, like these ones were like, this was my childhood in 6 memes. Go ahead and grab them, because in years to come, they might not even be there anymore. You know, they float around the internet. We know they're kind of officially there forever. You know, you can't delete them, that kind of thing. But still, I think that it's a really kind of cool pop culture, old meets new, kind of cool subject for a scrapbook page. And so, yeah, these are the types of scrapbook pages that I've found myself really gravitating towards. Now that my boys are older, now that I don't have tons and tons and tons of adorable little boy photos with their little Newsboys caps, I am gravitating more towards layouts like this that kind of pull together things from my past with things from pop culture, and I find it fascinating to me. So that's what we're doing today. We're scrapbooking memes. So I have my photos. All 3 of them are matted, and you can see that I've kind of tucked them up. 3 in the top corner, 3 in the bottom corner. I love this page. I will tell you right off the bat, this worked so perfectly. It worked so well. Some of it, like this title, I had to improvise a little bit. So in my head, I had 2 different ideas for titles. One of them was a little bit, both of them were long. One of them was just a bit shorter than the other. So we had like the main title, and then if I had room, I had like the blinged up title. So I'm starting with my title. I'm starting, you know, the first word at the bottom of the angle, the last word at the top of the angle, and then I'm going to move into the middle. And I figured out pretty quickly that I could do the blinged out title. So that's what we're going to do. So the full title, when I have it all spelled out and on my page, is My Childhood in 6 Fabulous Essential Memes. And that's the blinged out one. So if I only had so much room, I went ahead and I would have just done My Childhood in 6 memes. So, yeah, those were my 2 titles. And what I'm doing is I'm just alternating my fonts. I have both sheets of the puffy stickers from the Pink Fresh Some Days collection. But then I also have the like flat stickers that were part of the Paper Person shop. So the Paper Person, the Pink Fresh Some Days collection was designed by Kelly Perky, and she also has she still has a subscription club, but last year you got 12 by 12 papers, and the subscription that matched the Some Days collection, I just threw them all together into one one collection all together, and so that's what we're pulling from today. So I have the main wording from my title. And now I want to go ahead and kind of start my embellishing. The reason for that is because I realized I had that much space there, right? So I could do the blinged out title, and I can also add a bit of embellishment into my title. Depending on how long or short your title is, you may be able to go ahead and add some kind of extra embellishment to your title. So I'm going to kind of stop, and I just know I have that middle area. I knew I wanted like the fabulous, and I knew I wanted that sticker that's that essential, but I also knew that I had some play there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by going through the die cuts, and I immediately was drawn to these lemons because I realized that, number one, I'm never going to do a layout with lemons, and this is the perfect type of layout to be able to just go ahead and add like one kind of totally random icon and have it completely work because of what this layout is about. So I decided I would use as many of these lemons as I could, and that I'd kind of use them as layering pieces, and I'd use them underneath some of the elements on the page that are more, what's the word? Appropriate, maybe? So things like computers and things like cell phones, like some of the tech stuff that is in the collection. I knew I could pull that in, but then underneath all that tech stuff, I'm going to layer in these lemons just to add a bit of color, and also just to add something that's kind of cohesive throughout the layout, an icon. In hindsight, maybe I should have saved this layout for Scrapdom, but no, we're doing it today. So here are my lemons, and I have kind of everything together now. I'm going to go through things like the puffy stickers and the cardstock stickers and just kind of pull together the things I think will really work for this layout. So I am pulling some tabby dots from my stash. I'm going to pop up some of the little icons and die cuts, and then I'm going to read to you some of the wording that I chose because I was really careful about my wording. The wording on this page is almost like my journaling, so it needed to be really appropriate to each of these little memes. For example, one of the ones up in the corner is a photo of a child reading the back of a cereal box, and the meme says, "When I was a kid, there were no phones or tablets. You read cereal boxes at breakfast." And I added underneath that a little cardboard or a little chipboard phrase that says, "I woke up for this." So that's what I went for. Those little extra phrases that I chose really go with specific areas of this layout. And then there's a couple at the bottom. One that talks about the school pizza. You guys remember that school pizza that was served in the 80s. And I put underneath that one, guilty pleasure. I loved pizza day at school. That was like my favorite. There's one that talks about like mixtapes and how hard it was to put them together, how much work we put into making them. And so I put a little phrase there that says, "Today was the struggle." I remember sitting in front of my boombox, just like waiting for the song I wanted to kind of pop up. Like the DJ had to play it. You couldn't just type it into your search bar in Apple Music and boom, there it was. And then there's this other little one that shows those little trolleys that they had in school that had the TVs and the little carts underneath. And it says, "Nothing made you happier than seeing this when walking into a classroom as a kid," because it meant you got to watch a movie, right? And so beside that little meme, I put a little die cut that says, "Yes, please." I was all about movie day when I was in school. So each of these little clusters is just getting that pop of yellow underneath from the cute little lemons. And then last, to kind of finish it off, I'm going to take one of the larger kind of floral pieces, and I'm going to cut it in half to kind of finish off these kind of diagonal clusters that I have going on with for my layout. This layout did not take me very long. It was a pretty kind of easy one to put together, and having it kind of all planned out with a sketch definitely helped. So be sure to head over to my blog, check out all the close-ups where you can read all the little memes and see which ones I chose. And I'd love for you to leave me a comment on my blog or on my YouTube video. You guys know I love my comments, and I love sitting in bed right before I go to bed at night. I will often be watching like Star Trek with my kid, and I will be answering comments on YouTube. So that is where we're going to call this one done. I hope you've enjoyed today's layout. I will be back next month with 2 more sketches and 2 more videos, and I have some guest designers coming up, so that'll be fun. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.